Hello. So today I want to talk about something that I tell my students and some of my coworkers quite often, and that's uh, the difference between something being hard and something being time consuming. Um, what we do in theater, to me, and I granted this is because I've been doing it for 35 some years. Um, what we do is not hard. Everything we do is time consuming. And there's a difference between hard and time consuming. There are things that we do that are physically challenging, certainly. The physical work of putting a set together can be physically challenging, especially if you're doing it over, a long day or fast in. It can be physically challenging. Um, when you sit down to an unfamiliar lighting console or unfamiliar sound console, man, switching from analog to digital with the sound console, holy cow, that's not that looks hard. You sit down, and look at it, it's like, oh, so many numbers, so many screens, so many options. But there's a difference between hard and time consuming and taking the time to learn it. In my opinion, hard is, brain surgery. That's hard. Somebody's life is on the line there. Um, Emergency medicine, hard. Well, anyway, that is my personal definition of things that are hard. What we do is time consuming, and it takes time to plan, to put things together, um, to make the right decisions, to tell the stories the way we want. That's time consuming. It is not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination. So I think a lot of times we mistake, and I think this is true of just about everything. Um, if you look at something and you don't grok it right away, we say, oh, that's hard. And certainly I see this in my students a lot. Oh, I can't do that. That's hard. It's not hard. It's time consuming. You have to take the time to understand it so that you can do it. Painting, scenic art. Love scenic art. Did that for years. Um, Scenic art, to do scenic art well, isn't hard. It doesn't require natural talent. It doesn't require, it requires a steady hand, but there isn't anything about it that you can't learn how to do if you put in the time. So I think that's true of most things. I think very few things are actually hard, but taking the time to understand it is where most people drop out of the process because they don't want to take the time to learn what it is they need to learn or you know mentally process what it takes to do that, and so they call it hard and they walk away. I'm a fan of hard. um, Not always, I'll be honest. I hit walls. Everybody hits walls. Sometimes I have to walk away from things that I'm doing and then come back to it when I'm in a better frame of mind. That's healthy. That's normal. Um, and that is also something that I tell my students in class because they'll get, especially this past year, their walls are a whole lot closer than our walls were. um, we were talking about this at breakfast actually with my youngest and our friends and their kids who are, one is out of college and the other one is in college. We were talking about um, hitting the walls and getting frustrated and what they should and should not be expected to do in their classes, in life, why there's a process and what that process is for different people. And we were talking about it in the context of a choir class, but you can learn most of the skills that you need in any of those forms. Um, Maybe choir is a bad example because some people, there's a physiology of vocals there, that some people are going to be better at it because of their physiology than others, but you can certainly learn. Um, but hard versus time consuming. And then when you look at it like that, it is much easier to digest. When you look at it as what we do isn't hard, what we do is time consuming. And if you put in not just the time, but meaningful time, if you put in the time to practice and learn the steps and practice those steps, then you will see the positive outcome, and it won't be hard, and it won't, after, I don't think, a terribly long time, it won't seem hard anymore. And you know that you can approach it and know that you're going to get there. You just have to plan the time to do it. So that is my brief talk today. So think of it as whatever it is you're approaching. And again, this is kind of the same way I've come to approach when I am learning new things. Uh, don't look at it as hard. Look at it as time consuming. What do I need to know next to get past hard? And it makes things a whole lot more manageable mentally, so that you have that personal fortitude to get to the next step. So thanks, and have a great day.